Stupid. Don't you ever find it frustrating? You know, you go on your camping trip or, you know, your next adventure, and half the time, whatever, they say a lot of campgrounds, like your provincial parks and everything, to even get any firewood if you don't bring your own, which you're not, I don't think you're even supposed to. But you get your firewood, you pay for it, but the thing you don't have is a chopping block. But anyways, if you do have a chopping block on your next hunting trip, camping trip, whatever trip it's going to be, maybe you don't have one right away. So how do you split your firewood? You know, so every time you get something cut or whatever, it's got knots here, and then you go to stand it up, and it falls over, and you're trying to fight with it. Another thing with these kind of chopping blocks, most of the time is not, you don't have one. So now you're fighting or whatever, most camp spots or whatever at campgrounds, well, it's got gravel and everything around stuff, so you're trying to do it on the ground, so then when you chop your block, if you can get it to stand up, well, then next thing you know, your axe is into the gravel, now you're dulling your axe. So, or the most famous darn thing is what people do is when they go to split it, they're holding the wood like this, and they're going to go like this, and they're going to try and hit it. Well, we all know what that's going to happen. They miss, and kind of spoils their weekend if they have to go to the doctor and get stitches, or if they lose a thumb or something. You know, these are dangerous tools. Or the big famous thing is that is the mess that you'll have around it. So you're at a camp spot or whatever, now you got all these wood chips all over the place. So for the next people that come camping, they got a big mess of wood chips and everything, unless the campground comes and cleans it up, where a lot of them are busy, they don't get it cleaned up in time. Once a camper rolls out, there's another one coming in usually, especially in these hot, beautiful summers like we have here in Canada. Another big concern is if you even did have a chop block. Most people have young kids in their family, and while you're trying to split wood, a kid's always curious what dad's doing. Next thing you know, you split the log or whatever, and it goes splitting it and it goes out like this, and next thing you know, you're hitting one of the kids. You know, so that's kind of a concern too. So it's kind of dangerous with kids around too, and you get splinters all over the place. And like I said, you're holding a piece of log, you want to make some kindling, or you got to hold it and you're trying to split it. Next thing you know, you're cutting your hand open. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something I built, and I learned this off YouTube. But I built a chop block that is totally safe, less mess, easy to pack around with. So let's go and check it out. Okay, what I built here is I took some 4x4s that was just scrapped around my yard right at our old place, which like I say had been 5-6 years ago. So anyways, I cut the 4x4s at 2 foot lengths. And then what I did, whatever, and on the bottom part of this, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm gonna tilt it up so you can see. So the bottom part of it on these pieces, just like, kind of like a stand or whatever like that, right? So, it's kind of like a stand piece, so I cut them in half, and I put all 4 just for at the very bottom. And then I went my 2 foot lengths and put them all the way along here. And then I put, let's see, I got 5 pieces across the side here. I'm just gonna move it back a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Then I put 5 pieces across here, and then what I did is I took 4-inch wood screws, and I got some Gorilla wood glue, and I put wood glue or whatever on each of my pieces, and I took the screws, whatever, and I drilled them in through the sides as best I could, and on the ends here, and put it all together, let it dry, or let it dry out, and then go to your local tire shop, and they usually have scrap tires. And what you want to find yourself is a tire that they're going to throw away is a just like a low profile tire, so it's not so wide, like a 60 series tire or whatever with like a low profile is a perfect size you want to use. So anyways, and then I did is I on the bottom of the tire, which this tire here had actually a hole in the bottom of it, that's why they were throwing it out. So they gave it to me, and then what I did is I got some, I don't know, about 3-inch leg bolts. And what I did is I put about 4 of them in the tire so this tire doesn't even move. So then that way it's set up, whatever. So you can set your wood in here and everything else. This thing's easy to pack too. It's easy to throw it in the back of your truck, take it with you camping on your next adventure trip. So it's very easy and portable. But anyways, you put your wood in here and it'll sit in there nicely. Then you go get yourself a splitting axe. And you just take a splitting axe, and when you're walking, you walk around it, and you kind of split your wood up. That way the wood's not going flying out. It's not going to hit any kids, or you don't have a big mess. This one here I also did was I had some, right in here, if you look in here, I don't know if you can see that or not with the camera, but in here on the bottom, I put, it was some, what do you call it, like rubber, well, it's hot out. I'm wearing black, doesn't help. Like a wide rubber banding. I don't know if it's off an old crusher or what, but it was at the old place. I took a hacksaw and I cut the perfect piece that would fit inside. So that way when the axe it does go through, well, it's not going to damage the wood in any way. So that's why this thing's lasted me for years. The sun's fading it. It's been sitting out in the sun for, like I said, a long time. But it works just as good as the day I built it. And also, what else can I say is, you get your, nice thing about the axe too, you look on the edge here of the tire. So when your axe comes down, it's not going to slip on you. It's not going to hit you in the leg or an accident could happen. It's to prevent that even happening. Another thing I liked about it, all your wood chips and stuff stay inside the tire. And so the next morning, wherever you need wood chips or whatever, you can gather wood chips out of that, go put it in your fire. You don't need no paper, no gasoline, no nothing or lighter fluid. You can light your fire. Somebody's on a motorcycle. But like I said, and with that pad there, whatever, and also another thing I do is that, like I'll make my kindling or whatever, right, out of it. Like I said, it doesn't make a big mess all around around. And what I do is I take the kindling and I put it underneath it for the next day. So on a splitting wood, you always get, the way you're doing it, you're always going to get a little bit of kindling out of it. So there's always little pieces. So I take them, throw it underneath. So if I want to build a fire again, I got nice dry wood, so it can be pouring rain outside. That wood's dry underneath it. So I want to give you a little demonstration too on my little tire setup. But really affordable. Like I said, I just took scrap wood and everything to make this thing. And like I said, an old tire, and I've had that tire for a long time. But yeah, it's on there so it doesn't fall off, but perfect little chalk block. Okay, I got the wood all set up in my chop block. You don't want it in there tight either, like just fairly loose. You just don't want it to fall down. So now when you're splitting your wood, you know, the wood can't go flying. It can't go anywhere but stay right here in this tire. Really neat setup. I've actually lucked out and I got a splitting axe. I was at a garage sale and I got this good splitting axe for $5. You know, so perfect kind of axe you want to use is a splitting axe. You can use a normal axe, but I just find the splitting axe is just so much easier. So I'm going to try and do the best I can, show you a demonstration on splitting this wood so you can see that there's no mess. And I don't have wood flying everywhere. So I don't have to worry about somebody standing there, whatever's going to get hurt. Somebody could be sitting over there in a lawn chair by the fire, having a cold drink. I'm not worried about that wood go flying and hitting them. So I'm going to do a little demonstration how this works for you guys, and then you guys can decide. Would you rather go on a normal chop block where the wood's falling over the place and you got a mess, or would you rather go to something like this? I kind of picked a silly time to actually make this video. It's like it's starting to get hot out. That's why I better get this video made before it gets too hot out. It's supposed to be like a high of 25 today, so I want to get this video done so I can get some shorts on and enjoy this beautiful hot sun that we're having and have a cold drink or something. Gonna take a day easy. But all right, we're gonna get this all split up here, so bear with me with my health. I gotta be careful what I'm doing. I just want to give you a quick demonstration. So I'm gonna split this up and show you how easy this thing works. Well, that one there has a knot in it. Now to get through that knot. Here we go. Like a glove. So how easy this is. Like it's just splits up so much nicer. Like I said, everything stays in the chop block. There again, I got the odd pieces coming out, but at least they're the odd pieces where, you know, you can easily pick it up. You're gonna have to start a fire, sure. You're gonna need some kindling anyway. I gotta go slow with this because of my heart. And the more you split at it, the more kindling you're gonna get out of it. Here we go. It's pretty much done. Simple as pie. So there you have it. Easy setup. Not much for mess. Like I say, like you pull your wood out, you know, perfect. Now I just leave it in here or whatever. So if you're going to build a fire and have a wiener roast or you're going to be barbecuing on open fire, I just leave it stand right in here. You don't have to worry about piling it up. Like this pile that I just did, like this is going to last quite a while. So you just leave it stand up like that. And another thing is that stand up like that with the black and everything of the tire, well, it's going to get it quite warm or whatever, and it won't take long. It'll dry that wood out too if it's a little bit damp or anything. So really easy thing to do. Like if there's like little stuff like this, see here, well, little sticks like that. If you don't need it when you split the next log or whatever, I just stack it underneath. Set it all underneath the thing like that. There, she's gonna be dry for tomorrow's fire. But just a quick tip on that for you guys. As you notice, as I split it, no wood went flying or nothing. So, perfect little setup. I'll make a quick video and just show you this. It's getting so hot out, I'm gonna have to get a cold beverage and sit back and relax now for the rest of the day. course, everything's got to fall where I don't want it to. Come on, baby, burn. See, it doesn't take long. I'm not using any paper, nothing. I'm just using just little wood splinters and stuff that broke off the wood when I split it, just to get my fire going. I don't need to use any fuels or anything like that. Nope, just the nice dry pieces of wood and stuff that I had inside the tire. That's basically what I'm using to get this fire going. It's perfect when you're out the outdoors, especially in Alberta. You get, a lot of rain. Like, it's usually beautiful all day, then you'll get a thunder shower at night. And you get up in the morning, next you go, oh, now I can't get a fire going to make coffee. The wood's all wet. So this way, instead of, you don't have to worry about putting it under the camper or nothing, just put it underneath your chop block, it'll stay dry. And don't take long, take your wood splinters and stuff, you got yourself a fire. Get this baby built up, have myself a hot dog. Before it gets too hot, then I want this, put this fire out, because when it gets really hot, then I don't want no fires going here. That's all I need is forest fire. Which I know it's not going to happen. I got a big cement pad here, whatever. So there's no way it's going to get out of hand. All right, but getting that fire going. Yeah, see, I don't even have to blow on it. It's slowly catching, it's going to go. Move my wood around. See little wood chips I can find, but in my finger. Even these bark. Even bark like this and stuff, eh? It'll get her going. Let's see. Get that on there too. So one thing about using spruce and tamarack and stuff here in Canada, it has any of that tree sap and everything on it. It's just like lighter fluid. Once it gets going, it's like gasoline. She'll just. That's why you gotta be careful with forest fires. You get that tamarack or spruce tree, they get the sap in the tree, and the bark is so dry, just woof. And now you got problems. So always be fire safe too. Yeah, see, it doesn't take long. Yeah, she's already smoldering right over and have a nice good fire. What a beautiful day. So there you have it. Didn't take long, built a fire. Now I'm gonna sit back in the nice hot sun here. I had to go put some shorts and muscle shirt on. It was getting pretty warm when you're wearing all that black. But now I'm gonna sit and have a cold beverage and let my fire get going. I'm gonna quickly cook myself a wiener. Then I'm gonna let that fire go out and I'll cover it with a grate and I'll let it go out and keep an eye on it, whatever. And after a bit, I'll throw some water on. I'll bring the garden hose over here and throw some water on it. But there it goes to show you how fast and easy, whatever, just building a simple, you know, it takes what, a couple hours, if anything, say 2 or 3 hours. As long as you got the piece of wood and the tire and everything, it don't take long to build that chop block. But anyways, I'm gonna have a cold brew and enjoy the rest of the day. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So we'll see you guys in next Measures Adventures. And if you like this video, oh, well, you gotta check a couple of these other ones out, because I know you're gonna like that. Or even hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified every time that I'll come out with a new video, which I know you know darn well I'm going to. So we'll see you guys again soon. Then you guys have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Have fun, everybody.